this is a day and age where, with the modern sports landscape, the athlete making a ton of money, so many players who are friendly, share agents, work out together, follow each other on social media. With so much of the fraternization between athletes, between teams, between opponents, the old school bitterness and rivalries just don't exist in the same way. You know, because as we all know, the more familiar with somebody that you get, the harder it is to hate. When you're distant from somebody, when you look at them from a distance, when you're chasing the same thing and you're competitors, but you don't really know them personally, it's easy. And that's the way it used to be because there was no social media and it wasn't such a big business and there weren't red carpet events and movie premieres and all this type of stuff that you're always around each other with. You know, you're going back to your off-season job, selling insurance or rotating tires. And so it's easy to hate the other guy because you desperately need what he needs as well, and you don't really know him. I thought that this game and the lead up to this game and the emotion shown after the game was such an awesome throwback. They really don't like one another. The Chiefs and Bengals really don't like one another. And let's just keep that in focus because the Bills are going to be floating around this AFC scene for a while. I don't think they're going anywhere. Jaguars seem to be ascending. Chargers should be ascending. There's good teams around the AFC. Dolphins could be ascending. But Chiefs and Bengals is already a feud. It's already got hate. And that's what makes it beautiful. And that's what made yesterday so intense. And so there's so much speculation about the officiating, how poor it was, people really bent out of shape. And I thought that was actually an extension of people starting to feel the distaste between these two teams. You know, you became vested in it. You really became invested in the fact that these two teams did not like one another. And from the Bengals standpoint, the Chiefs have what they want. They've got a Super Bowl ring. They've been the, quote, pretty boys of the AFC. AFC Championship game had to go through Arrowhead again. But the Bengals, the little engine that could, the team that's overlooked in their mind, well, they had already beaten the Chiefs 3 straight. So they felt like they had a chip on their shoulder and they had proven they could beat them and people still didn't believe. And then the Chiefs, you know what? When you've been the big dog and you've bullied other people, other players, other teams, usually it's a little harder to find the hate because you're the one that's always holding up the trophy. And instead, because the Bengals took shots, because the Bengals made it personal, because the Bengals did win the last 3 outcomes of this rivalry, the Chiefs absolutely had the same level of bitterness. It was great. So I'm here. I said this yesterday. I'm here. I'm signed up for Burrow v. Mahomes, for Bengals versus Chiefs, for Taylor versus Reed, for these two cities, minus the mayors. Don't need to hear from them. Dorky, lame mayors need to stay out of this stuff. But I'm here for all of the rest of the feud. And if this is the AFC's go-to rivalry going forward, and both these teams finished in first place, so they hypothetically could meet in a non-divisional matchup next season or other seasons if they finish at the same spot of their divisions. You know what? Give it to me on Sunday Night Football. Inject it right into my veins. I love it. That was great theater on Sunday night. And I thought the fact that both teams cared so much was refreshing. And they cared about beating one another. That's what was great. It wasn't just about winning. It was that they wanted to beat the other team.